Good afternoon, YouTube. It is 2:55 p.m. on the 7th of April 2018, and today I'm not talking to you about my Prusa, which is busy printing something which will come across in a future video, but today we are going to talk about filament drying and ways to do it. And I have come up with a little plan which I'm going to try out, and I thought I would share it with you. Basically, a lot of people use food dryers to keep their filament dry. As you know, filament takes in moisture, which then makes it difficult to print with, and you get it bubbles when it heats up, and you get bad print quality and one thing or another. So I was trying to come across a way to store it which would work for me, and what I've come across in the UK there's a company called Wilko's, and these are fermentation vessels for brewing wine or beer, which have a sealed lid to them, so it makes them airtight. That's the whole point of them. Now these are 25-litre buckets, and I came to the conclusion that you could get a roll of filament in. So you could get several rolls of filaments in. But the thing is that that's only going to keep any moisture out apart from what's already in the bucket. And then I saw on Facebook several people had mentioned the fact of using kitty litter. Now don't laugh, I know kitty litter, but if you get the stuff that's the pure crystals, which are silica, which is the same stuff that you get in these little packets. That's silica gel inside there. This is also silica. And what I propose to do is to pour the silica into the bottom of the bucket and then stack the filaments on their reels on the top. Leave those in there and see how much moisture is actually picked up by this here kitty litter. Now the buckets, they were £10 each from Wilko. You can actually order them online and have them delivered. I think it's £4 for delivery, or you can buy them from the shop or have them delivered to the shop. The kitty litter, that cost me £4, but I should look into getting some cheaper stuff from somewhere. Now the one issue I have come across, I'm going to maybe print something or find something, or maybe get somebody else to design a way of holding them in the bucket. Now ideally what I would like a stand that sits in the bottom of the bucket, that raises it up maybe about that much, maybe on 3 or 4 legs, with the central shaft that you can then slide all the filaments over the shaft. So when you want to lift it out of the bucket, you just grab hold of the pole in the middle and lift, and the filaments come out, but it keeps it actually off the kitty litter in the bottom, off the silica crystals. But for now I haven't got anything like that, but I don't like the idea of the silica crystals actually touching the rolls of filament. Until I know what it does, I don't want it being that close, because in my brain that bottom roll of filament will be touching the silica, which is absorbing the water, so it will also be absorbing the water. So for now I've hunted about and scratched about, and what I've come up with are these. Now they are shot glasses, little plastic shot glasses. I think these came from Asda, and my plan is to sit 3 or 4 of those in the bottom, pour my silica in. My camera work is very shoddy today, isn't it? Put those in the bottom, pour the silica in, and then stand the stuff on top. So if you just bear with me, we'll see how that goes. So I've got the plastic shot glasses in the bottom. I'm going to pour in some of the kitty litter. Sorry about the noise, this is going to sound awful. And I'm going to put it in, hopefully So it sort of sits just below the shot glasses. Give that a little shake about. God, it's like being on Blue Peter. I promise you, the people from the UK of a certain age will understand exactly what I mean by that. Right, well there's the first issue. It's all going underneath the shot glasses. Oh gosh, that must be awful for you lot listening to. I'll put some more in. Oh, I'm going to use my hands. Probably not right. There's probably some reason why you don't do that, but I'm sure somebody will tell me in the comments. I'm sure that's out of focus as well. Not got a lot of definition to focus on. So anyway, that's litter in the bottom. You can see up the side how far up it goes roughly. It's probably only about an inch deep. And then I shall get my filament. This one is alright, this is the marble PLA from Florence Tech. So we'll sit that in like that. Now that seems fairly sturdy on there, doesn't seem to be going anywhere. What else have I got? Let's have a look. Oh, I'll tell you what I have got. I'll just come over here. We have got some filamentive, light wood PLA. I'm sure that's going to really suck the water up. So that's sitting there as well, like that. And then we'll go for, we've got some lovely purple flexible filament, also from Florence Tech. So that's 3 rolls in. What else have we got? I've got something else somewhere, haven't I? Right there, that is some Matahaka's Nylon X carbon fibre. Now what I've actually done with that one is, that's in a vacuum pack, which I've talked about before. It's like a food vacuum system, and you just cut the bag to the size you want and then vacuum pack it. And you can see I've put a little silica pack in there already. But what we'll do is, for the sake of this experiment, and this is an experiment, I'm not guaranteeing this is going to work, but we're going to see, and the best way of seeing really is to see how much actual liquid it takes up in the bottom. So that's my carbon filament. That can go in there as well. Now do you see what I mean? If I had a central shaft down there, I could have 4 feet holding it off the silica, a central shaft coming up through here which I could then grab hold of and pull the whole set of reels out. And that would be, you know, that would be a way forward. What else have I got here I can put in this one? Oh, this is Matahaka's Pro PLA in light blue. So that can go in there. So I've got in there, including the fairly thin wood fill, I've got 1, 2, 3, 5, I've got 5 rolls of filament in there. And like I say, if I had a central shaft it would help, but I haven't, so I can't worry about it. But 5 rolls of filament, lid on. That is now sealing that, so that's now airtight. And that is done. So that's that filament now stored in a container that is airtight with these crystals in the bottom. So it's a bit of an experiment. I've got another one to do there. I'll stick some in there as well, and we'll just see how we get on. And if I do find that there's moisture in the crystals in the bottom, well then I know that it's working. Like I say, it's just an experiment at the moment, and in a future video or in the comments or on Twitter I'll explain how it's going on. If anybody wants to design the sort of spool holder, by all means do get in contact with me. We'll get some dimensions sorted out and some sizes, and we'll actually design a way of bringing them in and out. I'm ridiculously bad at 3D design with CAD programs. I might try, but I might end up throwing my computer through a wall, so that might not be the best idea in the world. But yeah, it's just a little idea, just some way of storing them, inexpensive. In theory you should be able to, once the silica is impregnated with water, you should be able to pour it out onto a baking tray, put it in an oven at a low heat, and then evaporate the water out in the oven and then reuse it. At £4 a bag whether I'll go down that route or whether I will just buy some more. Depends on how quickly it gets wet, and so it's, you know, how long it lasts basically. But we'll give it a go, see how it goes on, and I'll report back in the future. Thanks very much for watching. Hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. You need any more information, give me a shout up in the comments or on Twitter, and I'll see you very soon. Cheers, bye bye.